In this video, we're going to compare ChatGPT with Grok. Image creation. Which one is better? We'll start off with a twist. Our traditional prompt of a husky running through a daisy field, well, this time we'll put him on Mars. Let's see how it goes. Here's ChatGPT using their 4.0 Image 1 model, and here's Grok. Grok certainly seems to be much faster. ChatGPT is rather slow. And it has been since the beginning, since they launched their newer image models, which have been really good, but again, slow. Let's go back over to Grok and just take a quick look. So husky running through a daisy field on Mars. Yeah, it doesn't really blend. Yes, it's a daisy field, but it just seems like you just cutting. The first part is kind of an Earth look with daisy field, and then we have Mars kind of in the background. I like that one. I like the mud on his paws or her paws. That's pretty cool. I'm still not sure about the background approach, but again, many of these kinds of approaches or little details that you may be looking for, you can certainly use additional prompt information. Still waiting for ChatGPT. Okay, here's ChatGPT, and so I'm going to say it did a better job of the Mars scenario, although I don't know what that is. And in the daisy field. So I'm going to say Grok did a much better job. I would say it's not even close. I'm not happy with this image at all, especially where we are when it comes to creating images in the AI race. I mean, you really do have to have good quality. This seems like it's very, I guess, illustrative, not so realistic. All the daisies are just like cut and paste the same. And again, this is real. It doesn't blend. I definitely would say this is more realistic. And yeah, so it's a daisy field. My earlier complaints are lessened after seeing the ChatGPT version. But let's try it again. Again, we'll use a standard variation of our favorite prompt. It's good to use a regular prompt because it's much easier to compare. You know what to expect. Now, with ChatGPT, you have the option of different styles here. There are 9 different styles. We're not going to use them in this situation, but it's good to know they're there, especially if you have a special and very specific task that you're trying to accomplish. Here's ChatGPT, and over to Grok. Here's Grok. And yes, these are very nice images, exactly what we asked for, with the purple dress, the green gloves, and the blue hat. Here's the other one. I like that one a little bit better. Of course, maybe that's because of the lighting. Let's see what ChatGPT has for us. Oh yeah, still waiting. Here's our ChatGPT version, and I think this is pretty good. This is more in line what we were thinking about. Now it's down to the details. I think they're both about equal. However, I think X gives us a more natural environment. We have people in the background. I think the ChatGPT version is, quite honestly, a little sterile compared to the Grok version. So I was about to give it a tie, but if you really get into the details, Grok took it again. Now let's work with a little bit more in-depth prompt. Let's see how well they are at prompt adherence and how they can handle this deeper prompt with an interesting image. So here's a little more in-depth prompt, a realistic style tanker, hyper-industrial. Pause to read, and we'll give the same one to Grok. Well, this is interesting. Grok, of course, rendered it much faster, but it also took its cues from our original image. Actually, I think keeping the character consistency, that's not what we wanted. So we'll start off with a new chat and give the prompt again. Here's ChatGPT first because we are re-rendering the Grok version. And yeah, I think this works. It still has some illustrative, but if you look at the prompt, I think it adheres to the prompt pretty well. So yes, take a look at the prompt again. And now the image. I'm not sure I like the style, but certainly, again, the prompt adherence, I think it's there. Let me know what you think. Well, here's Grok, and yeah, it has a very similar look as the ChatGPT version, and it should because there's a very specific, detailed prompt as it relates to these images. I would say, I like, although I don't like the style of, I think this is more realistic with Grok. I do like the ChatGPT version better in terms of what I was trying to go after. So I think this is pretty good. I do like this one a lot. But I think ultimately ChatGPT got what we were looking for. So we'll give Grok 2, ChatGPT 1. I think overall, probably Grok is doing a better job with straight up images. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And of course, if you want to hear more about AI for the creative, check into the Creative AI Show, where we are two creative guys talking AI. I'll see you in the next video.